Hello, thank you for taking a moment to watch this video. And on this particular training, we're going to talk about creating a next call date. Let's say we are working through our contacts and we want to automate when that contact should be called again. We want to set a next call date on the contact record itself so that we can use that as a data point that we can filter against. So I have this custom field called next call date listed here, and I'm going to show you how you can use a workflow rule to set the next call date. So let's jump back over to our setup page within the Zoho CRM settings, and we're going to take a look at our workflow rules. In this particular case, we can actually take this PhoneBurner training call status workflow rule that we created, and we can edit this. And the reason why we can use this one is because this one is set up to actually look at multiple conditions because it's not being applied to every single call. And our callback date is going to be different based off of call outcome. So we can actually take advantage of this workflow rule that we've already got created and just make adjustments to either the conditions that are already in place or add additional conditions. For example, if we call somebody and they're interested, we may not want to automatically set a next callback date. However, if we call somebody and they're not interested, maybe we do want to set a next callback date. However, in this particular case, we've got not interested and do not call kind of tied together. So if we wanted to set a callback date for a not interested but not for do not call, we would need to separate these two. But I'm not going to worry about that on this one. Let's go down to the next one, which is our condition 3, which is closed. We're going to leave that alone as well. We're just going to add a new condition. In this particular case, we're going to take our voicemails. If we call somebody and they don't answer the phone that goes to voicemail, we want to set a next callback date. So let's go into our PhoneBurner settings and let's take a look at our voicemail button. Our voicemail button has a status of left message. So anytime we see a status of left message coming back to Zoho, that's going to be in the subject line or the call result, we want to set a callback date at some point in the future. So we're going to copy that status. We're going to go back to our setup page and we're going to switch this from none to subject. Set it to is left message. So if there is a new call activity with a subject line of left message, we want to set a callback date. So we're going to go to field update. Once again, the contacts module. It's going to be a new update. We're going to name it set VM callback date. So we're going to set the voicemail callback date. The module is contacts, and we're going to update our next call date. And we're not going to choose a specific date. We're going to choose execution day here. And we're going to do plus, let's do something like 3 days. If I call you and it goes to voicemail, I want to call you again in 3 days. So we're going to go ahead and save and associate. And there we go. If we call somebody and leave a voicemail, the callback date will be set to today plus 3. We could do that again for no answer, busy signal, and anything else like that. Now let's say in the case of a no answer, we want to just call them again the next day. Save and associate. So I think you get the point on this one. Let's go ahead and save that one and test. So it's now saved. Let's go into our contact record here and click the PhoneBurner button. Start a dial session to just this contact. Let's say we're calling the flash here and we want to drop a voicemail, so we click the button. Now we move on to the next one. I'm going to go ahead and pause it. Let's go back to the record itself and refresh. And look at that. The next call date is set to March 25th, 2021. And the last call date was March 22nd. And the reason why it's set to the 25th is our last call was a voicemail, left message. Now let's go back to our dial session. Let's test our no answer button. So we'll call our contact again. This time we're going to click the no answer button. And let's end our session here. Go back to the flash, refresh. And after refreshing, here you can see the next call date is now set to March 23rd because the last outcome that we had was a no answer call outcome. And that's it. That's how easy it can be to set up your own next callback date custom field to be updated using a workflow rule within Zoho. Thanks again and happy dialing.